Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordamt. We are going to continue our run of Rogue Trader. In the previous episode we went into the sewers area. We fought like a warp demon here, plus some dominated enemies I suppose. We all leveled up, so as is usual, we're going to begin by leveling up our characters. Let me see if I remember everything that I wanted to take. We're going to start with our main character, our officer. And for this one, I am going to try and see how focus plays out. So, whenever the officer uses an ability on an ally, that ally gains a bonus to their perception and ballistic skill equal to 5. So this is something that's particularly good for Argenta and Idira. These bonuses stack, but half of the stacks rounded up are lost at the end of the target's turn. So I want to see exactly how this stacks. Does it stack over multiple turns? Does it only stack on the turn it was cast on? I don't know. We are going to find out. And for our characteristic, I'm going to put points into ballistic skill. So, no, I'm enjoying using my sniper rifle. I think it's a good weapon for him, so we're going to continue improving on that. Mr. Pascal, I believe for him, what I had chosen was joint offense, exactly. So the operative's allies gain plus operative's int bonus divided by 2% hit chance and critical hit chance while attacking targets affected by exploits. Now, is this like a major super buff? Not really, especially not right now. He also has head trauma, keep that in mind. His intelligence is, I believe, 55 at the moment. So it will just give a little bit more hit chance, more critical hit chance, just to help out the entire team. I think my other consideration was, I never know the name, but there is one. There you go. The operative inflicts an exploit even on enemies which are out of the operative's line of sight at the start of the turn, which also feels like it can help out spreading out exploits. And again, this would also help joint offense. But I'm gonna try this one out and see how we can make work of it. And then for our skill, I'm gonna continue putting points in Lord Xenos. He's gonna be the guy to take care of Lord Xenos for the team. Moving on to Abelard, we actually get an ability. I think I'm gonna stick with what I had thought about previously. So we have 3 offensive abilities. This one can also be considered a mobility ability. But I'm going to go for Taunting Scream. So basically anybody in the area affected by this needs to make a skill check or they will become taunted by the warrior. He's my frontline, he's the one I want to be attacked. So hopefully it will work out the way we want. And then in terms of common talents, what I really wanted is something that I cannot have, and now I know for the future, which is, and trust me, I had some trouble finding it the first time as well. There we go. Heavy armor proficiency, but this requires 45 strength, because we did pick up a piece of heavy armor which I like a lot. It gives me deflection and a bunch of armor, so I wanted to try that out. Unfortunately I cannot. I will have to pump his strength before we can do such a thing. So for right now my considerations were Combat Master. Enemies gain no melee superiority bonus against this character. I'm doing this because Do Not Falter does not affect Abelard. I'm not sure if all allies means, you know, all the other allies, not counting himself, are affected and do not suffer negative effects of melee superiority, or if it should count everyone. But yeah, basically it does not affect him. That was the main point of getting Do Not Falter instead of Combat Master, so I might just respect that when I have some more time to think about it. So for right now, I'm gonna go for Dueling Mastery. Just getting extra bonus to parry chance seems good. For Argenta, she also gets an ability. And for these, there are some more considerations. Controlled shot is something that can be quite useful, I feel. You know, the soldier gives a sign they're about to open fire, and the soldier and their allies will automatically dodge the soldier's next attack. So if you want to burst, you can just burst through your own people, like your front line, and be safe. Rapid fire, doubling the rate of fire of your burst attacks, but I think that... not sure how that plays out with concentrated fire. I guess you can actually combine both of these. So you'd be able to double the rate of fire and double the damage it deals. It's actually the first time I'm thinking about this. It's a lot of AP. So we have to use 2 action points before we can actually fire, but it doesn't actually feel that bad, I'll be honest. How many talents do I have? I still have one, only one more talent. So I'm not very sure. Entrench is also really cool, and the reason why I also like Entrench is because you gain 30% bonus to cover efficiency, which I feel is going to be useful, especially on Unfair. And you spend all your AP and MP when you do this, but the next time you use Run and Gun, you get back that AP and MP that you spent. So I think this is very useful, especially when you don't have Run and Gun, and you get like extra turns from your officers, which you end up just having spare action points and movement points. You can just save them for later. Another kind of skill which I'm not very trusting that it will work as intended. Man, rapid fire and concentrated fire could be cool, but I think it's... I don't know. I feel like this is the better option. I feel like this is something fun that I want to try out. But at the same time, if I go for this, then on my talents, I pretty much need to go for Unfaltering Fire to not get the damage penalty from rapid fire. And that means I cannot get Second Skin. The soldier's medium armor does not reduce dodge, which I think is also very, very important for the defensive purposes. Okay, so I think for right now... Oops. Game, let me level up. Thank you. I will go for Entrench. This seems to be the better option overall. And maybe eventually I can try this. It's a shame we only get to pick 2, I will say. Yeah, but I think Entrench is the safer and better option here. As for skills, I don't think I need anything over here. At most, I could go for Lore Imperium. Have somebody have some points there as well. But I'm gonna give her some more Medicae, honestly, just to help out in case we need some healing. That's done. Moving on to Idira. This one will be actually quite easy, because there's a lot to choose from, a lot of cool possible things. On the operative side of things, again, I don't really think that we have a lot to do here. I could go for Tide of Excellence, because this has actually been quite nice on Pascal, and I may have underestimated the power of this. She does not have the same capability of removing exploits from enemies in the same way that Pascal does, because he has tactical knowledge and she does not. And also she doesn't have a lot of intelligence, so she doesn't place a lot of exploits, because this is based on int bonus. Still, I'm not sure. This might actually be good. This might actually be good. Okay, let me see. So I have 1 talent. I have 2 more talents coming from the operative side. I mean, I lie, because AoE damage will also trigger exploits, that's right. Yeah, so I think I will want this, but I think that for right now, and again, I will probably just have to respec my characters at some point. to maybe get some more stuff from the operative, which I feel I undervalued the first time around. But I think for right now, I really have to go for this. So just increasing your psi rating, I believe, is going to do more than anything else here. And in terms of skills, the same reasoning as before. This is Pascal, this is Cassia. Medicae is going to be our main thing, but right now it's locked. So I'm going to go for Lord Warp because this is also Pascal, and this one right now is nobody. Well, I guess my main character has the most. Sure, Lord Warp. This is done. And moving on to Cassia, we are going to give her Seize the Initiative. Actually, let me think. Because this is 1, 2... So right now she can't really do a lot with this because she only has Commanding Voice. Or Voice of Command, sorry. But in the next level she's gonna get another ability. So yeah, Seize the Initiative will go for her. And Fellowship, again, you know. I'm gonna put points on her in Perception, Willpower and Fellowship, but mainly these two, I feel. Okay. Level ups are done, let's continue. So, I think I didn't fully explore this area yet. This filthy excuse for a table is smeared with someone's dinner consisting of algae and corpse starch. Soylent Green. Wonderful.
None shall stand in my way.
I know that I looted... Ah, right. I had picked up this. A hypnotizing pendant. When the wearer successfully hits with a single shot attack, the target suffers slowed until the wearer's next turn. I think the best person for this is my main character. Oh, we have 2 slots for necklaces. Oh, 3 even. Oh, this is a ring. Oh yeah, it's a ring, it's not a necklace. It looks like a necklace, but okay. So I can use both of them. Good. I'm not sure what slowed will do. Actually, does this tell me? It does. Slowed, movement okay. I was thinking about Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder slow, but it's not that powerful. It just reduces movement points.
It's about
Shame. Okay, there's only one entrance, let's go. And now I feel like the upper way is completely done. So we're gonna go to the only area we haven't gone to yet, which I believe is the pathway into the governor's house. So this was the puzzle area. Return to the upper way, and upper way. I'm gonna go through here. Because I don't think I've been through this door yet. I don't believe it will lead me to any place new, but we are going to find out. Hello. The loading screen is being annoying. Okay, so we are back in the upper way, and it is in fact, I believe, a place we've been at before, although I didn't remember seeing this.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Or I don't remember seeing that. The sun will rise one last time, the final time. Just another crazy blind person. Okay, it's kind of annoying that
I won't tolerate weakness.
Oh, this is a different area, actually. I thought it was the same area, but it's not. Some 10 people, children among them, are huddling together in fear. You see that half of them have black holes where their eyes used to be. Some maintain a gloomy silence, others are wailing. Several armed insurgents are carefully watching over the terrified hostages, snapping every now and then at someone for shaking too much or crying too loudly. Elderly citizen. Come to your senses, adult. Look what you're doing to your own family. A woman of about 60, grey-haired but still strong, is kneeling before a stocky man with a thick, pure white beard, stretching her arms toward him. Take pity on us. Let us go. Stop talking and embrace redemption. Our children have gained true sight while you still believe the lie. Upon seeing you, the man points his weapon at you. The other insurgents do the same. Who are you, and why are you here? No, you tell me. Who are you, and what are you doing to these unfortunates? I'm the chief. My former name, Harold, is meaningless now. I am a father leading his family to deliverance from woes, to salvation. Aurora has opened my eyes to the truth, and my children will see it. Harold, spare us! Spare your children! His mind and soul are pierced by shards of a colorful deception, hues once twisted by despair, and the Immaterium's influence can never be the same again. Pascal's vox hisses furiously. Layperson, cognition is not your primary function. I love it. You are saving your kin by holding them at gunpoint and believe that burning their eyes will grant them sight. It is evident that the author of the dogmatic teaching that confused you meant to make a mockery of your deplorable intellect. Damn. Abelard's face turns deep red. To cast your own children into the thrall of heresy. To drown your progeny in this filth with your own hands. Okay, so we have some options here. We have a logic check, which I feel like we can pass. We have one for Iconoclast. What you are doing is no salvation. Stop taking your fear out on the innocent. It will neither ease your suffering nor rid you of fear. I kind of want to do the check and then go for this one to get the experience, but I'm not sure if they are exclusive. I will try this one. So, you have been torturing your own family in order to save them. You have been blinding them so that they could see the truth. Succeeded. Oh, okay, some more options. Those who lack faith cannot grasp the truth and will not be saved. The old man is obstinate, but you sense that the confidence in his voice has diminished. We can use logic again, or we can use persuasion. I'm gonna go for persuasion. I think it's the highest score, yep. Aurora, whoever that is, has exploited your naivety. Can't you see you are causing nothing but suffering? But all I wanted was to save. The man drops his weapon and covers his face with his hands in desperation. You hear several short sobs. This was easy. There's no washing the blood from your hands, but you could at least let us go, Harold. The ones you haven't mutilated yet. The old man gestures to the other insurgents, who lower their weapons. Then he shifts his gaze to you, trying to hold back tears. What happens to us now? Yeah, I really want to do a playthrough of Dogmatic. So, Iconoclast, your family may go, and so may you. But make sure I do not ever see you again. The hostages begin to leave, and soon the group disappears around one of the bends. The old man looks away from them and walks in the opposite direction. His shoulders shake with sobs every now and then. Okay. So, we diffused a potentially violent situation. Cordon Pina is impressed that logic worked. She has a point. That man was kind of fanatical and zealot. Fight heresy, serve a higher purpose, safeguard humanity's dominion. Oh, these are pamphlets. Serve the Emperor in your heart and deeds when you join the ranks of his illustrious army, the Astra Militarum. Yeah, so we're on the western side right now. I do have a map, but the map doesn't show everything. It's kind of confusing sometimes. The sun will rise one last time, the final time. So I was just asking, answering Cordon Pina. She asked me if I had a map. But yeah, given that the map, sometimes when you get out of a region, will have fog of war again, it's not clear if you're in the right place or not. And in this case, I thought I was in the place I was at before, but no.
What is that?
Hello, madwoman. The final dawn is nigh, I can feel it! Oh. Ancient Terra Monocle. The wearer's lore Imperium tests depend on fellowship instead of intelligence and gain a +3 bonus. Okay, that's cool. I'm not gonna use it instead of my helmet, but it is a cool thing to have. It could be good for her because she has more fellowship than intelligence. Sure. Dude, this is not right, is it? This chin is not correct. The patch note said something about fixing her mutations or whatnot, but this does not seem right. This lady... I'm reconsidering my romance right now. It's fine for the
time.
period.
Over there.
So, what? Something paused, why?
Enemy.
No, not enemy, I think it's a perception check. Oh, he spotted a trap. Oh, up there, okay.
Follow my lead.
We'll get to that place soon. Dead
Pay
bodies,
attention.
everything is ravaged over here. Are you
Cast
gonna
your
blow
eye
yourself
there.
up?
The burden of failure is the most terrible punishment. Failed. Nothing is
Not enemy, traps.
No, you on your face.
Yes.
Duty prevails.
Okay.
Pay attention.
I'm gonna stack up some traumas here, for sure.
The Emperor favors me today.
What is this guarding?
Never
That
doubt me.
backpack over there, maybe?
Duty prevails.
Okay, only one, not too bad. Clearly oblivious to your presence, the soldier mutters incoherently and does not react to anything around him. Is he alive? He doesn't seem to be alive.
He mumbles, he's probably alive.
Cargo. What?
Become like fire.
Oh, come on. Ugh. Crippled leg and crippled arm. Wonderful. Yeah, she's not gonna hit anything anymore. Okay. So this, I think, is the place where we came out of. Yes, that is correct. Join up at your hive's nearest Astra Militarum mobile conscription center. Are you gonna blow yourself up again?
The Emperor
Oh,
favors
good.
me
Won't
today.
tolerate weakness.
Emperor, deliver
The
us.
cover was haphazardly assembled from whatever the rebels could find. Okay, so before we move on, which oh, there was a trap right here. That's what that was. I will pause the video to check up the level ups because I don't want to go without leveling up right now. In case there's more fights or even more traps, I might be able to put some more points in demolition, and I will be right back. Okay, so level ups have been checked out. We will begin with our main character officer. And over here, I was kind of under the consideration between get back in the fight and also take aim. So get back in the fight, what this does is you encourage an ally who immediately recovers from burning, bleeding, toxin and stun effects. And if the target is under the voice of command, they also gain 2 times the officer's willpower bonus temporary wounds. So in this case, they would gain 10 wounds. Which is, you know, useful, especially also removing the effects. For a more offensive option, we also have take aim. So the next attack will ignore cover and will have double the effective distance. If the target is under the effect of voice of command, this attack will ignore enemy dodge. Additionally, the damage from this attack can't be reduced below 30 plus 3 times fellowship bonus % for any reason. Now, consideration this one here is defensive, this one here is offensive. I'm gonna give something right now to my friend Idira, which is going to be on the defensive side of things, on the support side of things. So I will try take aim here and see how I like it, especially with Argenta. And then for a common talent, let me see if I remember what I had chosen. I think it was from this area down here. Ah, right. I wanted to test something else. This one here, you, go on. So we know that you do something is either not working or I'm misunderstanding it. But you go on, the noble servants gained +2 movement points every turn. I'm not sure if every turn also means that every extra turn they would get additional movement points. Because if it does, it's going to be very useful. If it doesn't, it's not very useful, obviously. I'm taking it. We're gonna see if it's working or not. And if not, again, just one more reason to respec. For Mr. Pascal, again, I'm under the impression that I'm going to go for ranged weapons on him because he doesn't have a lot of staying potential in melee, I believe. And I think I'm going to go for Precise Strike. So for the next attack against a target affected by an exploit, that target's cover efficiency will be reduced by -5 plus perception bonus times stacks of exploit. So this can actually be quite a high bonus. And this attack will have 5 plus perception bonus times stacks of exploit percent hit chance. Note that it doesn't say range attack, it just says attack. So either a melee or a range attack will benefit from this. So we're gonna try this one out, see how we like it. And for the common talents, I'm actually going to go for just stat increases because I looked over these, they don't really do much for me, at least not right now. Where is it? So I am gonna give him some more intelligence here. So right now it shows up as 40, but he has head trauma, which takes 15 out. So I think we're gonna go for 60 by doing this. That's his level up. Mr. Abelard. Abelard will take +5 to strength because we need this for heavy armor proficiency. And then we are going to take Carouse. Done. Argenta. Argenta is going to keep putting some points into Perception. Perception and Ballistic Skill are the most important ones for her. And we are going to go for Bolt Weapon Expert. So basically, Bolt Weapon attacks gain plus 10% armor penetration. This is just passively useful. Moving on to Idira. So here again, we get an ability. We could go for the operative abilities, although it doesn't seem like they will do a lot for us. Tactical knowledge, I've understood now that I might have been undervaluing or underestimating this power, but given our level ups right now as the Psyker, and also given that we picked up Biomancy, which I do value more than the operative side of things, I'm going to give her this defensive or support ability, Invigorate. So this restores 2 times the Psyker's Psi rating, so 4, plus willpower bonus, so plus 7, which in this case would be 11. It would restore 11 wounds to the target. If this ability brings the target to full wounds, this power also removes all stunned, bleeding, fatigued, blinded, immobilized, staggered, and fresh injury effects from the target. So it can be very, very helpful, especially since we also have Reveal the Light from Cassia to improve her willpower, and you know, plus other things like Voice of Command, things that buff up our stats. I think this can be very, very good. And we can also couple this with the common talent, which is Confer Immunity. Whenever the Psyker is healed or heals any ally, if the character being healed is already at full wounds, that character instead gains temporary wounds equal to the healing. These temporary wounds do not stack, but if we have like a spare action point where we can cast this, we can just give somebody, you know, a wound buffer, which I think can be very, very helpful. So this level up for her is support. And finally, moving on to Cassia. On the abilities, I could go for Navigator stuff, as there are very, very good things on the Navigator side of things. And mostly what I want next, I believe, is Notch of Purpose and Point of Curiosity, which are forced movement effects. But I think I'm gonna take something from the Officer, which is Air of Authority. This will help her have something to do in the Seize the Initiative turn. And it's just a passively good thing to have. Spreading this around on the party as quickly as possible is gonna help out everyone. So increasing resolve and also giving additional action points is something that's very good to have. And from over here, I think I remember. I wanted Mastery of Time. So whenever a creature in combat gains an extra turn, which we do a lot, the Navigator gains a stacking +5 bonus to willpower until the end of combat. Hopefully this will be useful. So, level ups are done. We can even test out our new healing ability because we have Mr. Abelard here as well as Cassia. They both have fresh injuries. So, if this works,
Crave entertainment.
it should remove
On
it. Yeah. Wait. Game. Game.
Look no further.
Should I divine our next step?
Yeah, it is kind of a glitch. So this this turns grey, but if you choose someone else and you go back to her, it's enabled
Tell
again.
me jokes? Jokes that once
Okay,
said aloud and make your
something
eyes
else to
I'll lay
report.
claim to the stars.
talk
Okay,
about
let me just
black
quick save this.
comedy.
Where am I going? There's a piece of loot over there. Success is measured in blood, yours and your enemies. There's... How do I get there? Apparently by going all the way around. We have to be careful about traps.
None shall stand in my way.
The cover was haphazardly assembled from whatever the rebels could find. Just cargo.
It's about time.
Oh, there's an entrance here. It's the command center. So we are making progress. But yeah, just the fact that we have that ability on
Follow my
Idira, being able to remove fresh injuries. Well, if we can actually overheal whatever the HP loss was, is quite handy. The goods in this stall are a stark contrast to the rest of the nearby shops. The jars are labeled, all-purpose synth powders. Fills you up no matter what. Made in Necromunda's best factories. I think there's also a Warhammer
New
game, a
challenge for
first-person
me?
shooter called Necromunda. Okay, so nothing really over here. Lower level where we came from, this is to the upper way. So, this is our destination, the command center. Off we go. Ta-na-na-na-na. Okay, this was a quick loading screen. So reach the command center, awesome. Now we talk to the governor. The formidable shells for large caliber weapons are being stored right in the command center. Is this like a bullet? Holy crap, man. A solitary young tech priest is offering ceaseless prayers to the machine spirits of the command center. I just love that so much. Welcome to the Rykad Menores command
I
center.
won't tolerate weakness.
There's something... Okay. These heavy chains are used to adjust the height of the command platform. And we also have something to do here.
None shall stand in my way.
I have conducted a visual survey of the locale. The bunker's metal cladding is fully intact and undamaged. The cogitator looks a lot older and more worn than the ones next to it. However, it has evidently been well cared for. Numerous parts have been replaced, not a single key is jammed, and fresh seals with prayers to the Omnissiah adorn its surface. One of the side panels has been removed. Bundles of gold-notched cables run from inside to a small data crypt that was connected only a short while ago. The screen reads, awaiting access code. Okay, let's force access. We succeeded. Awesome. Lucky as well. So let me see. 75 plus 25 would be 100. Yeah, there's always that 20% penalty. You have bypassed the security layers. The cogitator is ready to reveal its secrets. Okay, go to Sacred Computation 7825M. Upon Logis Abel's orders, the archives of every augur station on Rykad Menores and the two primary satellites of Rykad Star have been queried. Said satellites are named Magos Maruf and Zafire the Keen, after two great champions of faith, whose external cogitators were placed inside the satellite's cores after their shells perished. The purpose of the sacred computation requested by the Logis is to uncover the external influence behind the ongoing insurgency. Computation result: positive. Multiple instances of interference and malfunction detected, suggesting that the ships moving across the system deliberately blinded the Sacred Augur's eyes. What was this again? Sensor technology that allows void ships to scan planets, spot enemies, and obtain various other kinds of crucial data at great distance. Okay. The first of these ships is thought to have arrived 2 Rykad Menoris cycles ago, early in the winter. The most recent one arrived a month ago. It's cool that they don't call these like years or something like that, because I guess it depends on the size of the planet. Logis Abel's conclusion: the insurrection on the planet had been long in the making, with the participation of external actors. It is alleged that 2 cycles ago Aurora arrived in the Rykad system, the rumored unholy prophet of the insurgents. The subsequent ship movements can be attributed to weapon deliveries. But what is the nature of their activity near Rykadiphilia? Governor Medina's attention must be drawn to. The final entry cuts off abruptly. Go to recent observations. The satellite Magus Maruf reports the ship's signal has been broadcast through the system. Its signature is consistent with the records of the flagship of a rogue trader dynasty, House von Valanches. The satellite Zafire the Keen reports that a ship drifting nearby has hurriedly sped away. The ship had sent an encrypted Vox transmission to the insurgent-controlled areas of the surface of Rykad Menoris. Another transmission was directed to planetoid Rykadiphilia. Both transmissions were signed Brother Twilight. Yeah, we've heard about him before. Their contents could not be decrypted. Go to the to be investigated. The entry contains planetside coordinates marked as Heavy Augur Station jamming, possibly a hidden insurgent base. Okay, so leave. We have Tech Priest Quartz Crane. The painfully thin Tech Priest turns sharply toward you. The sudden movement makes his chromed augmetics, yeah, I guess, briefly clang. His grey eyes, set under furrowed brows, almost blends the pale skin of his face, and he levels you with a heavy, dour stare. Identification: Unit Logis Quartz Crane, official trade representative of the explorator Cognizant's fleet. The unit supervises supply routes in the Rykad system, ensures the security of the combat arsenal, performs commercial transactions, and secures mutually beneficial contracts. When a Tech Priest notices Pascal, his eyes widen. His Vox unit immediately lets out a string of screeching Binheric, a tortuously long tirade in which the volume rises and falls seemingly at random. When it is finally over, the Omnissiah's servant bows his head in deference. Unit Quartz Crane requests permission to transfer information. The rogue trader possesses a supreme degree of power, the potential to influence the current leadership, the ability to restore order to the Rykad system. So, what, did he understand from Pascal that we were the rogue trader? Pascal, what was that? A detailed complaint. I recommend you consider Unit Quartz Crane's request to transfer information. Okay. Permission to transfer information granted? What do you wish to tell me? The Tech Priest says sharply and curtly. Haphazard and careless decisions on the part of the Rykad Menoris governor have led to unacceptable consequences. Who is right there? Communications with the Adeptus Mechanicus Sanctum has been lost. Troops must be sent to the hallowed electrodynamic cenobium without delay. Restoring communication with Electro Priests and ensuring the Sanctum's security are our top priorities. You are the head of a rogue trader dynasty. Your position enables you to exert influence. The Tech Priest pauses for a moment. And pressure on the subjects of the Imperium. Unit Quartz Crane requests assistance. The actions of Governor Faisal Rikadi Ab Medine, Af Coronas, must be influenced. Demand that troops be sent to the holy monastery of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I observe that this world's authorities lack diligence in the performance of their duties. This statement is true. United in their denunciations and brimming with righteous criticism, the pair in red exchange knowing nods. Okay, I will discuss it with the governor. Unit Quartz Crane is grateful. The rogue trader is highly likely to successfully influence the future actions of the local authorities. You are an explorator, aren't you? What are you doing here? Retrieving archived data. Over 70 Terran years ago, the governor of Rykad Menoris and authorized representatives of the explorator Cognizance fleet made an agreement. Its goal was mutual benefit through cooperation. Unit Logis Quartz Crane is the fleet's appointed trade agent. The unit is responsible for maintenance of the arsenal and the combat machinery. Blessed are the armorers, for there can be no Imperium without them. Blessed are the valiant warriors, for there is no end to the darkness without them. The Omnissiah's servants exchange short Binheric mantras filled with intimidating solemnity. What is the Cognizance fleet doing in the Rykad system? The Cognizance fleet's presence in the Rykad system is negligible. Its research activities in the system have been concluded. A limited presence is maintained for the purpose of logistical support, fulfillment of vows to maintain the Omnissiah's creations, spiritual oversight. Okay, so show me your arsenal. I accept a commercial transaction. Okay, so we're gonna get introduced to trading in Rogue Trader. So, profit factor. Profit factor, let's just start by looking at this. Well, it's the same thing. Is a measure of your status, wealth, and power as a rogue trader. Its value is determined by your trade connections, income of your holdings, treasury, and loans both to and from you. The value of your profit factor is displayed in the bottom right corner of the inventory screen. Or also on the left side here in the trading. So 13. While traveling, your character will use profit factor for buying items and completing colonial projects. Profit factor is not spent on purchases and transactions. Instead, its level determines your ability to conclude trade transactions. Profit factor can grow or diminish. Its growth is primarily influenced by major trade deals, and its decrease by investments in colonial projects. Alright. So, equipment, weapons, and other items can be found at vendors of various factions throughout the Kronos Expanse. To trade with them, profit factor and reputation are required. Reputation is an indicator of the rogue trader's relationship with different factions of the Kronos Expanse. The higher the reputation with the faction is, the wider is the range of available goods from its representatives. To increase your reputation with a particular faction, complete orders for its representatives and transfer valuable cargo to its merchants. Okay. So, again, these can be found on vendors. Profit factor and reputation are required. They are not spent on purchases, but their level, one or both at once, affects the range of goods available to you. Reputation is a measure of the rogue trader's relationship with the different factions of the Kronos Expanse. The higher the reputation with the faction, the wider the range of goods available from its representative. To increase your reputation with a particular faction, complete their orders and transfer valuable cargo to their representatives. Okay. So currently, we have 13 profit factor, but our reputation with explorators is 0. RP. Reputation points, I guess? And we can pick up multi-keys and an analyst's helmet. When the wearer kills a target with an exploit using a single or dead-eye shot, the nearest enemy immediately gains 1 exploit. Now, if I understood this correctly, what this means is that this is the profit factor required to purchase this item, or these items, so 6 and 7 respectively. These apparently require 0 level of reputation, and they should not require me to spend anything. So I think calling this purchasing might be a little bit deceiving, because you're not actually spending any resource to pick these up. You can just get over here and pick them up and you don't spend anything. At least as far as I understand it. Now, for reputation, what we can do is, because I remember this from the early access, we can hide untradeable stuff. That's useful. Oh, okay. We can pick everything that's tradable, and these are essentially the cargo items that we pick up along our adventure. So we have like ranged weaponry and fuel and stuff like that, and you can even send things from your inventory which you are not using, like for example 37 armored body gloves or 15 rifles, stuff like that. You can send all of this into your cargo and it will count as something to trade for your reputation. This other screen will also give you an idea of what exactly belongs where. So you have like provisions, fuel, stuff like that, and we can see that the generators count as fuel, promethium counts as fuel, and then stuff like belly churn wheels and golden tokay count as provisions. Something else that's important to know, and I think you should know, is this list right here. So this will essentially tell you what this faction values the most. So for example, if you turn in a delivery of fuel, no, let me clear the selection. So if I pick this one here, this would give me 100 reputation points. Why? Because if you look over here, fuel is valued at 100 reputation points. However, something like armor kits are 150, and then you know stuff like heretic trophies and holy gifts are worth 500 each. Well, not knowing what the other factions value makes it kind of hard to understand if I should save some of my stuff, because let's say that I want to get some reputation here. I could give all the fuel that I have and it would be valued at 100 per delivery. But what if I find another faction that values fuel at like 300? I'm not saying this will happen, I'm wondering if this will happen, because that would greatly affect what I'm trying to do here. So to be a little bit on the conservative side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and understand what these guys are selling and try to understand if I really need something that they have, and if I do, I will try to get reputation points. If I don't, I'll just leave it for later. So from level 1 we get a psychic body glove, which immediately is something very interesting, I feel. The wearer ignores the first critical hit damage in combat, that's cool. And base armor property plus 3 times the psi rating percent dodge if the wearer's willpower is more than 40, so this would be a great pickup for Idira. They have frag grenades, which are always useful, 5 of them. A Mezoa pattern bolt pistol, very cool. So essentially a bolt gun, but in pistol size. 8 to 12 damage, 15% armor penetration, rate of fire is 4, range 6, max ammo 4. Pretty cool. Stabilizing bracers. When the wearer uses run and gun, they gain a plus agility bonus divided by 2 bonus damage on their range attacks. Can also be very handy. And the modified bolter. I believe this modified bolter simply gives it 1 more rate of fire, which again would be a very good pickup for Argenta. Okay, so everything over here is very useful. 10 medkits. Oh, okay. I kind of forgot something here. Some of this stuff we can't pick up even if we improve our reputation. This one here is 15 profit factor, and this one is 17. Damn it. Okay, but on reputation 2 we have 10 medkits, very nice, and a plasma pistol. 30% armor penetration, 1 rate of fire, 8 range. I can't inspect it, but you can see over here it has a plasma single shot, a plasma overcharge area of attack, which means you can basically shoot an AoE, which I think never misses, and an extra damage shot as well. This one we can pick up. On level 3 we can purchase everything. First aid manual. Using any medkit costs 1 less AP, but no less than 0. That's actually quite handy. Gas cloud grenade and a needle ring. A ring weapon that fires a single sliver needle coated with viral toxin, 5. Can only be used once per combat. And this attack deals 1 to 3 damage and has a 30% armor penetration. Free attack, I suppose. And on level 4, a modified lasgun. I think it just improves the default lasgun status. Metronome. If the wearer didn't spend MP during their turn, they gain plus 10 to all their creatures next turn. This is very nice. And the Ceramite Stormtrooper Carapace. Again, heavy armor proficiency, 45% armor, 1 armor deflection, 0.5 dodge penalty. And base armor property, plus 1 deflection against human enemies. A lot of really cool things. I'm gonna pick up... Well, let's see how much I need for level 3. Okay, so what do they value the most? Holy Gifts. Do I have a search thingy? I don't. I do have one. I also have Heretic trophies. I have several, actually. So, this would straight up give us 1500. Okay. Trade. Yeah. So, give me that. And give me all your frag grenades. And the modified bolter. Thank you. And if I get 500 more, I go for level 2. I'm reading that right? So, Heretic trophies. Okay. I thought it would scale up by a lot to get to the next levels, but actually it's kind of easy to level up. 10 medkits, gimme. Plasma pistol, gimme. First aid manual. I might regret this if I find someone else that also has some very cool things, but... Okay, so... let me see. Yeah, but I have a lot of holy gifts and heretic trophies. So this would give me another 1000. Goes up to level 3. I will take the first aid manual, the gas cloud grenades, and the needle ring. It's kind of weird, isn't it, that you are not spending money or whatever in these things. And this metronome, I would need 1500 more. And I think I'm gonna go for it. So holy gifts, holy gifts. And I think that's all I have from what they value the most. That's 1000. And now I need 500 more. So ship components and Mechanicus creations. This goes up to 1200. 1400 and stuff like provisions, for example, will give me 1500. Okay. Oh, I can even go higher up in reputation, but they don't have anything right now. Okay, so give me that metronome. Well, like I said, it feels kind of weird, but I'm not gonna complain. So the metronome is used on a ring slot, apparently. And the needle ring is also on the, the ring slot, which makes sense. I can give it to her. I would like to understand exactly how this
Join me
works.
in prayer.
It costs 12 to 21 damage. This has to be bugged, right? It deals more damage than a bolter shot. Wait, what the hell? Nah, that's wrong. Deals 1 to 3 damage and has 30% armor penetration. At the start of every turn, the affected target must pass a toughness resistance test to remove this effect or suffer damage. How does 1 to 3 go up to 12 to 21? Okay, I don't know. We're gonna try and find out. Although, this consuming an attack action is kind of horrible. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be using that, but we'll see. For the first aid manual, Using any medikit costs 1 less AP. Who wants this? Maybe Idira? Sure. She is our person with the highest Medicae anyway. And a frag grenade, I can put it over here instead of the force one. Ah, right, we have the psychic body glove. This gives me plus 3 times side rating dodge percentage if the wearer's willpower is more than 40, which it is. So our dodge chance is 70%. It goes up to 76. Okay, that's fine. Now we have the modified bolter. Ah, okay. So it does deal less damage, but the rate of fire is increased. So 9 to 14 comparing to 7 to 12. I prefer 7 to 12 and one more shot, I think. How does this compare to the original bolter? Unfading Valor. Yeah, Unfading Valor is just worse. It has more recoil, it has less damage. Okay. Grenades for everyone. And I think I prefer damage grenades over force grenades, so take these. So everybody has a grenade. We haven't been using them a lot, but they are nice to have. And this plasma pistol, who can use it? You can use it, Pascal. You're the only one that can use it. Okay, I think I'm gonna use it just to try it out. And see how it works. It is kind of smaller range, but yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so that's how that works. And given the time of the episode, I think I'm gonna leave the conversation with Governor Medine for the next episode, because it might be a long dialogue section. Just gonna check this out. The heavy hum of this massive cogitator runs down the metal walls of the bunker, filling the entire command center. Okay, so we advanced decently in this episode. We got 2 level ups. We also accrued 2 traumas. But we picked up some very useful skills, we picked up some cool items. We learned about trading in Rogue Trader, which is apparently simple, actually. Although a little bit strange that you don't spend resources, like I said, but it is what it is. So, my friends, this will be the end of this episode. As always, I want to thank you all for being here with me in the channel, watching some Rogue Trader. If you have questions, suggestions, anything like that, you know what to do, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more, many more videos coming out soon, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe everyone.